Hi, welcome to Pure Online. For today's practice, we will be working up towards crow pose. So this is great for you if you've never done crow before, or if you are just short on time and you want a quick practice. So to get started, we'll come back onto our backs into reclined bound angle. So if you have two blocks, go ahead and grab them. Bring the soles of your feet together, come flat onto your back, and then take those blocks and just slide them underneath your outer thighs. If you don't have them, that's okay, but sometimes that support of the block feels really nice here, just creating a soft, easy opening. Relax your shoulders. Close your eyes if you haven't already, and then bring one hand onto your belly and one hand onto your heart. And start to relax the muscles of your face, your neck and jaw. Check in with your hips, see if they can soften just a little bit more. Maybe wiggle your toes around for a moment. And when you feel ready, start to notice your breath. So not changing it, just observing how it feels today, if it's deep or shallow, fast or slow. Feel that gentle rise and fall of your belly and your chest with each breath. And start to make your breaths just a little bit more conscious. So a little deeper, a little bit longer. And release your arms down by your sides for our last couple of breaths here. Really relax your shoulders. And then slowly bring your hands to your outer thighs. Gently press your knees up towards the sky, and if you're using blocks, just move them out of the way. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze here, maybe a gentle rock from side to side. And as you lie here, try to keep your head and your shoulders completely relaxed and start to separate your knees towards your armpits. And then slowly drawing circles with the knees, bringing them apart and then back together a couple of times. Jaw is still soft, breath still full. And once you've done that a few times in that first direction, just switch the direction of those circles. This can be as big or as small as feels good in your body today. And then next time your knees come wide towards your armpits, pause there. Maybe draw them in just a little bit tighter, but try to keep your low back rooted here. Then if it feels good, you can start to rock from side to side. Staying as you are with your hands on your shins, or option to come into happy baby from here. So extending the soles of the feet up towards the sky, maybe catching hold of the big toes, the outer feet, or even the ankles or the backs of the thighs if your feet feel a little bit far away. Taking a couple of breaths here and tending your knees towards the armpits, but still keeping the neck and shoulders relaxed. And gently release your feet if you've got them. Hug your knees back together. Take a moment here to wrap your shins with your forearms and maybe even lift your forehead up towards your knees.
Curl yourself up into a tight little ball here, squeeze a little bit tighter, and then relax your head and shoulders back down. Separate your knees once more, but keep the inner borders of your big toes together. So not like the soles of your feet are together, but just that inner line of the big toe. And then as you draw your knees in a little bit closer towards your armpits, try to keep them there without the strength of your arms and send your palms up towards the sky. So arms are nice and straight and strong here. Spread your fingers. At first, just keeping your head and shoulders down. Feeling all that strength required through your hip flexors to keep your knees drawn in. And then spread your fingers a little bit more and start to feel as if you're pressing the ceiling away from you. It's almost like the outer borders of your shoulder blades are lifting up off the mat. Take a big breath in here. And then as you exhale, lift your armpits up towards your knees. Lift your head and your shoulders up off the ground. And then inhale, lower back down, slow with control. Again, exhale, lift up, knees to armpits, armpits to knees. Inhale, lower back down. We'll do 3 more. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Slow and strong. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. One more time. Exhale, lift. This time hold. Pause here. See if you can get those knees just a little closer to the armpits. Spread the fingers a little more. Keep pressing towards the ceiling. And already you're in your first crow pose. So no matter what happens later, you're already there. Big breath in. Exhale, relax. Hug your knees in. Rock a little side to side. And pause. Close your eyes. And switching your hands so that they come to the backs of your thighs. Start to rock and roll up and down your spine a couple of times and see if you can find these moments of pause on your sit bones. So not all the way until your feet land. Can you stop before that, using your core like a little break here? Rising up, finding that balance for a moment, and then rolling back down. And next time you come up, pause there in your boat pose, shins parallel to the mat. Arms can extend forward, or option to take your hands behind your thighs or even back behind you for support. Wherever you are, keep lifting the chest towards the knees towards the chest, and then flex your toes. Give your legs a little squeeze together. Then we'll lift and lower for a couple of rounds of breath. So inhale, lower, hover, hold. Exhale, knees to chest. 4 more, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift up. 3 more, inhale. Exhale. 2 more with your breath. Last one. Lift up, cross your ankles, and come to seated. Finding a nice tall spine here. Hands come onto the knees. Roll your shoulders back just a couple of times. We'll do some cat-cows with the spine from here. So inhale to pull your chest forward, lift your gaze. And then as you exhale, round and roll back on your tailbone, straightening out your arms. And do that again. Inhale, elbows bend, heart lifts. Exhale, round and roll back, navel to spine. A couple more just like that. Breathe in to lengthen. And breathe out to contract. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Come back up to your tall seat. Bring your hands down in front of you and send your legs back behind you into table pose. So finding a strong stack to begin, spread your fingers here. Really root down through your palms as you stack your shoulders over your wrists. So there's a big difference here between hanging out in your joints or activating through your shoulders. So as you press down, really root through palms, knuckles, fingertips. Keep spreading the fingers. Keep that engagement through the shoulders. Next time you breathe in, drop your belly for cow pose, lifting tailbone and heart. And then as you breathe out, round your spine, press the floor away. Again, just like that, inhale, heart forward, arms straight and strong. Exhale, separate your shoulder blades, relax your neck. One more time, just like that, breathe in. And breathe out. Now coming back to neutral, we'll work on some wrist strengtheners from here. So from hands and knees, just lift the heels of your hands up. So your fingers stay down and then lower them back down. And keep breathing here at your own pace, but we'll lift and lower a little bit quicker. So notice here as you lift and lower, already the forearms start to fire up a little bit. We'll do 10 total. So for me, that's 5 left. Keep pressing down into the fingers. Lifting the hands, and then maybe try to do that without sending the shoulders forward.
So staying right where you are. And once you've done those 10, separate your knees, big toes together, shift back to your wide-legged child's pose, and then find your fingertips here so you're tenting your hands as you bring your forehead down. And keep pressing down through the fingertips, lifting the backs of the hands, the backs of the wrists. And bring your palms down. Shift forward into your table pose. We'll do that 2 more times. So 10 reps. Inhale to lift the heels of your hands. Exhale. Keep breathing. Keep moving the hands. About 10 total. Belly stays strong. Shoulders stay engaged. And last one. Knees wide, hips to heels. Take that tented fingertip wide-legged child's pose. Might feel nice here to sway a little side to side, rocking the shoulders and the hips a little bit. And last time, palms down. Come forward into your table. 10 times, lift and lower. Starting to hopefully feel that heat through the forearms, through the shoulders. And once you're done, that last time, child's pose, tent your fingers. And slowly walk your hands in towards your knees. Slide your knees together so you're sitting back on your heels, and then bring your palms together here. Really glue your palms together with the fingers interlaced. Start to make some figure eights with the hands. Really gentle here, just bring a little bit of movement in through the wrists and switching the direction of those figure eights. And let that go. Maybe give your wrists a little shake. Then bring your palms back down. Find your strong table once more. Next time you breathe in, send your right leg back behind you. Flex your foot so your toes point down, and then see if you can draw your belly in a little bit. Keep pressing the ground away here with both palms. An option to stay right as you are, or if you want to add on, you can extend your left arm forward. So big breath in to lengthen. Then as you exhale, elbow to knee underneath you, rounding your spine, dropping your head. 2 more just like that. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to curl underneath, navel in towards the spine. Slow and steady. Last time, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in to get a little bit longer. And then as you exhale, lower your left palm down, bring your right knee in towards your chest, and start to circle it out towards the side. So we start to draw big circles with the right hip, but try to do this without twisting your spine or moving your shoulders. Just isolate that hip rotation. Next time your knee comes back down, land it. Extend your left leg back behind you. Flex your foot, draw the belly in, really press down through the hands, and then that option is there to extend your right arm forward. Take a big breath in. Exhale, elbow to knee underneath you. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, wrap under. Last one. And curl in. Lengthen, breathe in. Right palm down, exhale, left knee to the chest, and start to draw those big circles with that left hip. So again, we try not to twist too much here, try not to compensate to make the movement look bigger. Only move as much as your hip wants to and can today. And then left knee back down beside the right. Tuck your toes under and really spread through the fingertips, getting ready for your first downward facing dog. Ground down through your palms and send your hips up and back. Right away, it might feel good here to pedal out the feet, keeping a generous bend in your knees, especially if you feel tight through the hamstrings or the low back. And try to focus your priority today on the upper half of the body, so really spreading the fingers, pressing the ground away so you're activating through the shoulders. And when you're ready, slowly walk your hands back towards your feet to the back of your mat. And then bend your knees a whole lot as you bend, folding over the legs, maybe catching opposite elbows, swaying a little bit from side to side. Focusing again on the upper half of the body, so letting your spine drape really long, even if that means the knees bend a lot.
And release your hands down. Draw the navel in, keep a little bend through the knees, slowly roll up to stand. And stacking your spine, rolling your shoulders back as you arrive to mountain pose. Pause for a moment with your eyes closed. Option to bring your hands to heart center. Take a couple of breaths here to ground down through the feet. And blinking the eyes open if they're closed. Inhale, stretch your arms out and up towards the sky. Maybe look up towards your thumbs. And then exhale, swan dive your arms, soften the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands up to your shins or your thighs, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold back down, allow the knees to be soft. Press into your feet, inhale, rise all the way up, arms out and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms to heart center. Do that 2 more times, half sun salutations. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Root to rise. Inhale, standing all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. 1 more time with the breath. Exhale as you bow. Lift and lengthen, breathe in. Fold it out. Rise all the way up, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Take 1 breath here. Reach your arms up, breathe in. Exhale, take your dive, forward fold. Half lift and lengthen, last time here. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, and slowly walk them forward back into your downward facing dog. Once you're there, set yourself up. Feeling nice and stable through the hands, and then inhale your right leg up and back towards the sky. Exhale, knee to your nose, come forward and hover here, drawing in tight towards your chest. Again, 3-legged dog, breathe in, lift up. Exhale, knee across to the left elbow. See if you can come forward without twisting the shoulders. 3-legged dog, breathe in. Exhale, knee wide towards the right elbow. Maybe give it a little tap. Look forward and then step your foot outside your hand. Place your left knee down and come up onto your fingertips here. Option to use blocks underneath the hands if the ground feels really far away. And then with the back toes tucked under, rise up a little higher on the fingertips. Breathe in, press your hips forward, lift your chest. And then exhale from the fingertips, lift the back knee, round your spine a little bit as you lift your hips. Drop the knee down, breathe in, lift the heart. And then again, exhale, round the spine, lift the hips, drop your head. 1 more time like that, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back down, left knee lands. Wiggle your right foot in a little bit closer, and then tuck the back toes back under, lift the back knee, rise up towards crescent lunge. Set yourself up here, so if you need to shift your feet around to feel stable, do so. Option to soften the back knee a little bit so that your low back is nice and long. Big breath in. Exhale, lean forward, runner's lunge, sweeping your hands back by your hips. 2 more like that. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, lean forward. Find your back tippy toes, shoulder blades squeeze together. 1 more time, breathe in. And breathe out, come forward. Pause here, interlace your fingers back behind you. Gently draw your thumbs off your low back, pivot your back heel down like warrior 1 feet. Take 1 more big breath in. And then exhale, humble warrior. Right shoulder can land on the right knee or maybe hover to the inside of the knee. But wherever you are, try to drop your head so your neck is completely relaxed as your knuckles reach up towards the sky. If this doesn't feel great in your wrists, you can always catch opposite forearms behind you instead. Really try to let that tension go through the neck as you press down through the back foot and try to draw your right hip back. Take 1 more breath here. Exhale, release your hands to frame your right foot and then slide your left foot back a little bit further. Find your toes again just to lengthen out through the spine and then pivot your back heel down, setting up for warrior 2. When you're ready, rise up like a windmill and then find that bend in the front knee and stack your shoulders right over top of your hips. So if you're reaching forward here, you're going to be using a lot of energy. Instead, can you draw those shoulders back so you use gravity to your advantage? Relax your shoulders. Gazes forward and steady. We'll move move with the breath, so flip the right palm to the sky. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, right forearm to thigh, left arm circles overhead, extended side angle. A couple more just like that. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, come forward. Try to land on that front thigh lightly. One more time. Inhale, reach back. Legs stay just as they are. As you exhale, come forward. Maybe just graze the front thigh. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Straighten your front leg, turn your toes in about halfway and turn your back toes out about halfway. So now the feet make a V shape. Toes pointing out, heels drawing in. Bend your knees, squat down low for goddess pose. Option to bring the hands to heart center if you want a little pause for the shoulders, or maybe reach the arms up towards the sky. Might feel nice here to sway a little bit side to side. Just make sure that your knees are pointing right in line with your toes. Big breath in. Exhale, cactus your elbows. Again, inhale, maybe look up. Exhale, elbows wide, shoulder blades together. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Sit a little lower. Inhale, rise up, straighten the legs. Exhale, open your arms parallel to the ground, reshift your feet to warrior two, bend your front knee. Take one more big breath here. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Frame your right foot, step back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here to pedal it out. Maybe swaying the hips a little bit side to side. And we'll come right into that second side. So inhale, left leg up and back towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, come forward, really round the upper back as you hover. Three-legged dog, breathe in. Exhale, knee across towards the right elbow, come forward, chest forward. Three-legged dog, breathe in. Exhale, knee wide towards the left elbow. Pause here, step your foot to the outside of your left hand. Drop your right knee down, find your fingertips here, and create that long spine, lift it hard as you tuck your right toes under. Stay high on the fingertips, inhale, hips low. And then exhale, back knee lifts, hips go high as you round the upper back. Two more just like that. Inhale, knee down. Exhale, lift. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out, hips are buoyant. Drop the back knee, inhale, and take your left hand outside of your foot. Maybe heel toe your foot in a little closer. Back toes tuck, back knee lifts. Rise up strong, crescent lunge. Set yourself up here, maybe that little bend through the back knee. And find a steady gaze so that your eyes don't move. Big breath in. Exhale, lean forward, runner's lunge. Two more, inhale. Exhale, lean, shoulders are strong. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out, come forward. Find that interlace of the hands. Lengthen out through the chest here. Pivot that back heel down. Big breath. Exhale, humble warrior. Land your left shoulder on or inside the left knee. Knuckles to the sky, head drops. Remember, you can always catch opposite forearms behind you if that feels better. And gently release your hands, frame your front foot. Start to heel toe, wiggle your right foot back a little farther. Pivot the heel down, setting yourself up for warrior two. And when you're ready, rise up like a windmill. Arrive, finding that stack, shoulders over hips again. Left knee points forward in line with those left toes. Relax your shoulders. Flip your left palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, come forward. Two more just like that. Inhale, the legs stay more or less the same. Exhale, come forward. Nice strong core. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Rise up, warrior two. Straighten your left leg. Turn your toes out, heels in like a V. Bring your hands together at heart center this time for your goddess squat, sitting low through the hips. Option to stay right here, you can add some twists. So if you want to add that twisting option, bring your hands to the insides of your thighs. I'm just going to turn around so that you can see me. So finding that squat, hands to the insides of the thighs, fingertips pointing down, start to lean forward a little bit. As you bend your left elbow, start to look over your left shoulder. And then inhale back to center. Bend your right elbow, look over your right shoulder. Two more just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale.
Another little twist as you exhale. One more time. Come through center. Rise up, straighten the legs. Turn towards the front of your mat in your warrior two. Take a big breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, step back, downward dog. Give yourself a little moment to pedal out here, and then drop your knees nice and wide for a wide-legged child's pose. Big toes together, hips to heels, forehead down to the ground or a block. You can even give your arms a little break here by sliding your hands back by your feet, palms facing up. And maybe just sway a little bit from side to side. Taking a moment to slow your breath back down, slow your heart rate. And slowly walk your hands forward once more. Rise up towards your table pose. Tucking your knees underneath your hips. Look forward and then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Toes out, heels in, setting yourself up for malasana or yogi squat. Elbows can come to the insides of the knees, palms together. If this feels a little tough, you can rise up a little bit higher and kind of like a ski squat with the elbows here on the thighs. Otherwise, if you're sitting low but you feel like your spine is really rounding, then maybe slide a block underneath your hips instead. See if you can get a little more length through the spine, a little more lift. We pause in malasana for a few breaths here, starting to create a little extra opening through the hips, preparing us for our crow pose. If it feels good here, you can point your fingertips down, bring the backs of your hands together instead. A little counter stretch for the wrists before we bring our weight into our hands. And then when you're ready, bring your palms down, shoulder width apart, really spread your fingers. Remember that strong foundation. And then heel toe your feet together. So we'll start from here with the feet close together. Knees go wide towards the armpits. Keep spreading the fingers. And so your hands are nice and solid here. Knees come forward. Start to bend your elbows like a shelf as you gaze forward. So it's really important that you're lifting your gaze out in front of you, because if you tuck your chin to your chest, chances are you're going to land here on your head, do a little somersault. That's not what we're looking for. So as you bring all that weight into your hands, maybe just start by shifting your weight forward and back a couple of times. So there's no rush here to lift your feet, but if you want, you can start playing with lifting one heel towards the seat and then lowering that back down, lifting the other heel and lowering. You can do that as many times as you need to so that you feel comfortable. You can even bring a pillow down in front of your face if you're really nervous. If you're ready to start playing with your float, hands down nice and strong, knees high. Start to lean forward, gaze forward, the elbows bend, one heel lifts, and then the other. Squeezing the heels in tight towards the seat, really pressing down with the hands. Gaze is still lifted, breath is still flowing. Press, 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 and then land the feet back down. All right, when you're done playing with that, slide your knees back for table pose. We'll take a little wrist stretch from here. So turn your fingertips out so they face the outsides of your mat, and then keep turning them all the way back until they face your knees. If this is really intense for you, you can always sit back on your heels and do one hand at a time, or you can just keep your knees a little bit closer towards your fingertips like I have them here. And as you create a little more space, you might be able to slide your knees back, but there's no rush here. If you're feeling sensation through the wrist, then you're exactly where you need to be. Nice long breaths here. Bring a little stretch through the forearms. Maybe a subtle shift forward and back, but be really gentle with yourself, especially if you use your wrists a lot, if you type and text quite often. And slowly release the hands, send them forward again. Sit back on your heels. Might feel nice here to give the wrists a little shake out. And go ahead and swing your legs around. Come to lie on your back. You can bring your blocks with you if you like. Once you arrive, open your arms out wide towards the sky, palms up. Relax your shoulders down your back. And then pressing into your feet, just lift your hips about an inch, slide them over to the right a couple inches.
float your feet and then drop your knees over towards the left for a reclined twist. If your knees are quite far off the ground, you can always grab a block, slide it underneath or even in between your knees here, giving yourself a little extra support. Wherever you are, try to soften the right shoulder down. Whole upper back is rooted, legs are nice and heavy. And keeping your gaze up towards the ceiling, or you can shift your chin over towards your right shoulder if that feels good for you. A couple of deep breaths in this reclined twist. Gently wringing out the spine. And turn your gaze back up towards the ceiling if it's not already. Slowly bring your legs back through center. Press into your feet, shift your hips to the left a couple inches, and then let your knees fall over towards the right. Again, you can bring any blocks or props with you that you're using here, but try to keep the left shoulder grounded. Choosing to keep your neck neutral, gazing up towards the sky, or maybe shifting chin over towards the left shoulder. Focusing on nice deep breaths here. And slowly looking back up towards the ceiling, bringing your legs back through center, squaring off your hips, keeping your knees bent here, feet planted as you bring your arms down by your sides. So take a moment to set yourself up for bridge pose for just a couple of breaths. Palms down, press into your hands and feet. Inhale, lift your hips up any amount. And you can stay here with the hands alongside the body, or you can interlace your fingers underneath you if you prefer. Working here on activating the back line, creating some strength through the glutes, the hamstrings, maybe even tucking your shoulders underneath. And think here about lifting your chest towards your chin rather than tucking your chin towards your chest, so the neck stays nice and long. We've done a lot of folding forward, a lot of rounding to prepare for our crow pose, so balancing that out with a little back bend here, bringing a little life back into the back side of the body. Take one more big breath in. And exhale, release your hands if they're interlaced. Slowly roll your hips back down. And stretch your legs out long for Shavasana. Taking your feet wide, bringing your arms out away from your body, palms up towards the sky. Taking just a couple of breaths here. Eyes closed, face completely relaxed. And taking a moment to take stock of your practice. So just for a moment, acknowledging what you were able to do, maybe what was a little more challenging for you, and then regardless of what you could do or couldn't do, letting that go. Acknowledging that your practice was valuable no matter what. And just that action of coming to your mat, of breathing, of moving your body, is worthwhile. And you're welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like, or if you're ready to come out, slowly wiggle your fingers and toes. Bend your knees, plant your feet down first. Maybe hug your knees in towards your chest. As you're ready, coming up to a tall seat. Taking a moment to close your practice, just as intentionally as you opened it.
Sitting up tall, hands together at heart center. Namaste.